referees, the Dallas Wheelchair Mavs in white, while the LA Hot Wheels are in their blue and orange coloring. McMinn for the Mavs and Pone for the Hot Wheels will meet up in the middle. And we are underway. The Hot Wheels will start from left to right from my viewpoint. And we are ready to go. Nationals starting at 8 a.m., ready to go. First shot up and missed by Martinez for the Hot Wheels. Anthony Romo down low. Flip up is just too strong by McMinn. Offensive rebound goes to Romo. Shot clock winding down. Fick to Romo, swishes that one. Fabian Romo, the 2024 NWBA Finals MVP, onto the scorebooks. Also played for the national team, Team USA, in the Paris Olympics, where he won a gold medal. Just off to the usual start as he's always been. Aaron pass tried to be saved by Martinez, but it's going to be LA turnover to start. Fick couldn't save it on the baseline from the McMinn pass. So that's now the first turnover for both teams. Every single court is being used here in the qualifications or quarterfinals for the national championship. This is the Division I court. However, there will also be some Division II teams also playing as well. We also had the Junior Nationals here last weekend, as that shot is short by Martinez. McMinn off the Romo screen, as Fick has it up top. Romo will tee up a three. Got it. And Fabian Romo off to a hot start, has all 5 of Dallas's points as the Hot Wheels need to recharge, and that's going to be a quick timeout. A quick 5-0 lead for the national champions. And we'll be back after a quick moment. Both teams break their huddle off the Romo 3 ball for Dallas, as we're back underway here in the first quarter. The Hot Wheels have yet to get the look that they have been looking for, I should say. They've been close the last possession, but just couldn't get anything cleanly. This Dallas defense shutting down the middle of the floor. You can see they're screening off the ball and denying everything, as that's going to be a 3-second violation. Call made by LaCorey Stepp, who also refereed the Junior Nationals all of last weekend. There we witnessed the Lakeshore Lakers winning 3 in a row, as that's a nice Daniel Fick feed down low to Blake McMinn, and he's opened his Richmond account. The The off-ball cutting, the off-ball movement, all timed perfectly. From a wing to a backdoor baseline, Blake McMinn. And it's a 7-0 ball game for the Mavericks. Nice move. That was a nice move you just saw by Roland Sanders as he puts that one in, and it's a 7-2 ball game. Hopefully this could spark a quick run for the Hot Wheels. Romo, 3 for 3 to open it up. Fabian Romo has the team 7 out of their 9 points. A phenomenal start. Not only one of the tallest players in this Dallas rotation, one of the fastest you'll see on the chair, and he can play make. Only a question of what he can't do at this point. Sanders hit one earlier, misses off the wing. Danny Fick on the other end, misses with the right-handed layup, but he gets his own offensive rebound. Romo, baseline bucket. Luka Buksa now slicing right down the middle off the Romo feed, doing it all on offense. David Gonzalez checking into the ball game. Moises Martinez now taking a seat on the bench. No subs yet for the Mavs. Hot Wheels made their first one. The back door is open and in. Coming right off the bench is Gonzalez, and he puts it in. It's a 9-4 Dallas lead. You could hear Jaime Baltasar tell his teammate Anthony Pone, get tight, as the Mavs are looking to push in transition. An and one opportunity for Danny Fick. Danny Fick. Looks like the foul will be on the floor instead, as Fick is inbounding it. High pass. Now it's tipped to Alex Pabon as they reset. Right under the basket, Luka Buksa for his 4th point. As we need a quick break, as David Gonzalez looked to switch something up. Ball's now just getting saved from out of bounds. So far early in this game, the Mavericks showing their championship pedigree with a hot start. The Hot Wheels have been getting some decent looks. They just can't hit the bucket. Just short by Baltasar. Here comes Romo for the Mavericks. Sanders switches on him. Here's Romo, up to Fick. He'll take, misses off the wing. Nice two-man game by Romo and Fick. Fick got the look from the left wing. He was wide open. He could take his time shooting it. And if Dallas keeps getting those looks, it will be trouble for the Hot Wheels as they get called for a 3-second violation. Roma will take, misses his first shot of the day. Offensive rebound missed by McMinn, and rebound corralled by Gonzalez. Gonzalez, nice dish down low. However, it's shut down by Dallas, and that's another 3-second violation against the Hot Wheels. Back-to-back violations, the Dallas defense putting the clamps up in the middle of the floor. This is a battle between two player coaches, as John McPhail for the Mavs is a player coach, and Max Amanero is a player coach, and that's another bucket for Luka Buksa. He now sits at 6 points for the Mavs. It's a 17-4 Dallas lead, not anymore. Jaime Baltasar breaks the deadlock, 17-6 ball game. Dallas looked to take in charge of the first quarter. Normally in wheelchair basketball, if you make teams settle for mid-range shots, that's a good look as you see the Mavericks ball movement. Shot is just short. Just missed by Buksa. He's been on fire under the rim. Had the look, you saw the ball swing from right, left, down to center. And the Mavericks will now look to score yet again under the basket. Romo, a 3-ball. Offensive rebound corralled by Pabon. Ball is tipped, and it's recovered by Anthony Pone for the Hot Wheels. And here comes Marcelo Gomez. Passes it at half court, and it's recovered by Baltasar. Foul will now be called against Alejandro Pabon, his first personal. Now team's first for the Mavericks. Marcelo Gomez now on the bench for the Hot Wheels. Moises Martinez, who started the game, he's now back on the floor guarding Danny Fick. Martinez will take. Short off the baseline. Romo wheeling down the middle, and he loses the handle of the basketball. He's trying to call that it was last touched by a LA player. However, referee Sarah Sowers already made the call. Won't stop for the progress Dallas has made in this first quarter with this quick lead that they have. Nice dish down low, couldn't get it to go. Is Baltasar, offensive rebound missed by LA, and Romo looks to push. It's a 5-on-3 for the Mavericks. Romo with the patience. And Fabian Romo leading all scores with 9, and has put the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks with a huge lead. Offensive foul now called against Roland Sanders for his first personal. Now team's second here in the first quarter. So there was something with the chair-to-chair contact between Fick and Sanders, which now gives the Mavericks a shot to extend their lead. Romo threading the needle, and a foul will be called on the floor. Jaime Baltasar now called for a foul. That's now going to be the team's third here in the first quarter. Luka Buksa will now take 2 free throws. I spoke with Dr. Kurt Schneider last weekend about wheelchair basketball and what it takes to be such a good free throw shooter. And he said, first and foremost, you need excellent core strength. to maintain your balance as you're sitting on the chair and launching the foul line shots, let alone get the strength to actually will the ball up to the basket. Misses the pair from the line. And LA look to end the first quarter on a high note. Baltasar wheeling right to the basket for the score. Now the leading scorer for the Hot Wheels with 4. Buxa finds a trailing and scoring Blake McMinn for 2. McMinn joining the scoring party. 6 seconds left before the end of the first quarter. Gonzalez with the heave, and that's an offensive violation. It's a charge. Another foul. Now going against Roland Sanders for his second personal, team's 4th. So with a few seconds left to spare before the end of the first quarter, the Mavericks will look to put a stamp on their triumphant first quarter. Fick to inbound. Roma will heave off the backboard, and that will do it towards the end of the first quarter. We'll be back for the start of the second. The Mavericks proving their championship pedigree to start. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter between the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks and the LA Hot Wheels. NWBA action brought to you by Performax, as the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks, with a strong start, the reigning champions, looking now to take control of the second quarter. Fabian Romo leading the way with 9 points for the Mavericks, doing it all with playmaking and shooting prowess. As now Josie DeHart now looking to check in. She was instrumental for the Mavs' success last season. A lot of deadly mid-range jump shots as she has the ball on the left wing. The ball movement, excellent. And they got the result they were looking for. DeHart to Buxa, and an instant feed to Blake McMinn to open up the second quarter for Dallas. They're just moving with such pace, just taking control in ways the defense can't keep up. But how about this one? David Gonzalez with the tray ball. So the front wheel was on the line. They'll now call it a 2. So now David Gonzalez now joint leading scorer with Jaime Baltasar with 4. McMinn over the outstretched arm of Pone. That one's missed. Martinez shut down by Romo. An errant pass by Baltasar, too far for Gonzalez to reach towards his left. So that's going to be an LA turnover. That's only their third of the game so far. They had one in the first, they had a few in the first quarter that could have been avoidable. But these are the kind of looks that the wheelchair Mavericks are looking to punish as DeHart finds McMinn, bucket. Blake McMinn now leading the way with 8 points. Him and Fabian Romo have combined for 17. And we have just started the second quarter. Tough shot from the baseline by Martinez. The Mavericks look to control the pace. It's a 3-on-2. Romo to DeHart, who lays it in. And Josie DeHart joins the scoring column as the Mavericks have a deep control here in the second quarter. From defense to offense, numbers advantage in transition. And they have taken a firm control of this game, being the #1 seed for the reason. That's a nice bucket by David Gonzalez. He now has back-to-back buckets, now sits at 6 points. Double substitution made. Jose Ortega now looking for his first minutes of the game. Marcelo Gomez now checking in for LA. Romo, instant feed. As a foul will be now called against Marcelo Gomez, his first personal. Now teams first here in the second quarter. LaCorey Step made the call. Couldn't see whether or not it was an and one or if it's going to be out of bounds. The LA player is looking to motion something, and it's going to be out of bounds. Roma will take, gets his own offensive rebound, and Josie DeHart off the bench with 2 quick buckets. One in transition, and one nice mid-range to boot, and the Mavericks look to keep it pouring on. And when it rains, it pours for the LA Hotwheels. Second personal foul against Marcelo Gomez. Second team foul in the second for the LA Hotwheels. The Mavericks have only committed 1 personal foul. That was against Alex Pabon in the first quarter. Well, that's been the 6th total foul for the Hotwheels. Romo thought he got fouled on the shot. No call by the referee. LA had a chance to push on a 2-on-1, but it's turned over by Gonzalez. McMinn wheeling to the basket. Another no call as it was chair-on-chair contact. And the Mavericks look to push, and another turnover against the Hotwheels. DeHart again, makes it again. Josie DeHart entering the second quarter and has yet to miss. 3 for 3 for Josie. The Mavericks pouring it on as they've been doing all game. And this championship pedigree, this standard is golden for a reason, putting it on both sides of the floor. 18-time champions in the last 37 years. Romo backpedals, and there's McMinn for two, leading the way. First double score, now with 10 points. But you can only look at what Romo has been doing on the floor. The main distributor, the main ball handler, can stretch the floor and dirigates traffic like nobody else, and is a reason why he is an Olympian, a gold medalist, putting it on display. Gomez, one-handed shot. That one's too short. Ball goes off the back wheel of Buxa for the Mavs. LA will now have possession under the Dallas rim. LA, despite having the two ball early, they couldn't get anything to go. As the Mavs now look to push. Play is relatively slow and the half-court sets. The Mavs have been taking charge as that was an errant pass down low to McMinn. Couldn't corral that one. Romo's three ball corrals off the rim. LA basketball. So this is just day one of the quarterfinals as Romo reads the passing lane. Loses handle of the basketball. It's picked up by the Mavericks, and they turn it over on the other end. A lot of these passes made from wing to wing are very dangerous, as they could be inept to steals on the passing lane, and Romo was there and had the interception. It would have been a 3-on-1 in transition, but the Mavs just couldn't get control of the basketball. Ortega one-on-one with Romo. Baltasar trying to maneuver, takes the shot, misses from the wing. DeHart, first miss of the day, now 3 of 4 from the field. Here's Ortega. Wheeling back for the fadeaway for two. Jose Ortega, his first bucket. Difficult shot, rolling back towards the foul line. You have to put some extra muscle on it as he swishes in that one. The Mavs still in firm control as they answer immediately. Mavs with yet another bucket, piling on as they're looking to end the first half on the best note possible. Nice dish, unfortunately missed by Gomez. It was a nice pass by Ortega. Here's Romo on the push. Off the Buxa screen, and he maneuvers his way for two. He now sits at 11. Fabian Romo taking the lead here in the first half, leading the charge as he's guarding Ortega one-on-one up on the perimeter. The Mavs shutting down the center of the floor as often as possible. Gomez misses. Mavericks basketball. Moises Martinez coming in for LA. Gomez now will take a break. The Mavs came to play in this 8 a.m. start and have been taking firm control on every aspect of the game. Romo down low. Difficult layup missed by Buxa. He got his own offensive rebound and he'll get fouled. Jose Ortega now called for his first personal. Now the team's third. That's the 7th total foul against LA here in this game. The Mavs have only committed 1 personal foul as Buxa now knocks down the free throw. And they're just taking control of every facet as mentioned as Buxa swishes in the second free throw, now sits at 8 points. 29 combined points between Buxa, Romo, and McMinn for the Mavs. And they're just getting the looks they want under the basket. When you have Josie DeHart on the wings with spacing and the ball movement that Dallas brings, it's difficult for any team to keep in control over them, as that's going to be a 3-second violation. Another one against LA this quarter. That's only their second time. DeHart off the Romo screen. Buxa finds DeHart, right back to her as she misses from the wing. Dallas foul. That's now their first personal here in the second quarter. But you have to admire the Dallas discipline to open up the entire game. That's only their second total foul throughout the entire game. So playing without fouling is what's gotten Dallas to this point, as well as that's a shot that's missed by Ortega. Couldn't slot home the offensive rebound. Ten seconds left of the half. DeHart misses the shot. Clock is winding down. Romo picks it up. And that will do it for the end of the first half. The Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks with a firm lead as we now approach the third quarter. Opening day in Richmond. The Mavs with a strong start.
Max here with Matt Bullock. Can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, how you were injured, how long ago, and how adaptive sports has, kind of helped you in your rehabilitation?
I got hurt lifting weights in college at Ottawa. I was doing step-ups and 315 pounds and stepping up on a box, and it just slipped one day, came down on my butt, and actually pinched my spinal cord at T11, T12. And I thought that was the end, honestly. If it wasn't for basketball, I wouldn't be in the adaptive sports world. Meeting all the people that not only play basketball, but do other things has led me to countless adventures around here. When I was at Mizzou, I played basketball obviously, but I needed a capstone internship to graduate. My capstone internship was out in Utah. Out there I learned how to wakeboard. I did mountain biking, rock climbing, rode cycles, in town played sled hockey, and that just kind of blew up my world in a way that was good. I just thought it was only basketball, honestly. But once I found those things, it was love at first sight. I came back, met up with Midwest Adaptive Sports, is who I work for now.
And they're located in Kansas City?
Yeah, they're located in Kansas City. All of our teams are managed by a director. So I'm the director of basketball. We do everything we did out in Utah, except for no mountain biking. On top of mountains, it's cut trails and forests and stuff like that. But it's fun. You and I, we grew up playing sports before we were hurt or injured, and that's something that kids with disabilities who are born with it, don't have a choice. It's a need. It's definitely a need.
So we're excited to work with you and see if we can keep meeting the needs of your program as it evolves and grows over time.
Definitely. No, thank you guys so much for what you guys have done in the past and in the future too.
Where'd you guys get these cups from?
I don't know where those came from. I want to make sure that I talk.
Mavericks signed me when I was 16 years old, before I accomplished anything in this sport. They were the first ones who believed in my capabilities, and I'll never be able to repay them for what they've given me. Not only from a product side of it, they believed in my potential before I even did. This is my way of giving back to their organization and their grassroots program that they're putting together here at DK's 3-on-3. It's just something I'm honored to be a part of. It's starting to get to that time where it's my turn to give back. If that means helping kids get to college, that's something I'd be interested in. If it's helping a D3 kid work really hard to get up to the championship level, that's something I'd be interested in. It's getting to the point where championships, gold medals, that's becoming less of a priority, but to give back to the sport that has given me everything in my life, if I have the opportunity to do that, I'm going to take advantage of it.
I never actually took care of this or even the sport.
Exactly, when you're playing.
Yeah, you're just out there doing what you do.
Exactly. I was just thankful for people that do that. That's what I mean.
Well, I have a new respect for like the pros now that are sitting over there at that big desk, like keeping track of all this at a much higher level.
Yeah.
Because trust me, people are scrutinizing. I get 100 million people scrutinizing their calls and
That's something like, I don't want to hear from other
second
people.
on the clock.
Right. That's something like, I don't want to, the live doesn't, it makes me feel a little better. It's just like an added bonus. You can't be here, but at least you can, nobody will come down here upset or mess up something.
It's not accurate. Just you said it, like say you can adjust it,
Yeah.
tinker a little bit.
Like I said, it's something different this year. We tried out something different.
It's sometimes hard to tell which whistle is which because some of the games is going.
Right.
That's true. I will say, having to do that is very, very chaotic.
Yeah, definitely.
That's when you get yelled at.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I don't know. I feel like getting yelled at by angry spectators builds character.
Yeah, I mean, I just will be like, okay, that's fine. I'm not losing my job.
I just think back to all the years my dad was in the stands.
I know.
Wondered how back in the day he didn't get thrown out.
No,
They
no,
called he did half the stuff he did back in the day.
Right.
Nowadays he probably be in jail.
He'd never be allowed to watch basketball.
He was a screamer, man. I had a couple of parents that I grew up with that they were mad yellers. You know what I'm saying?
honestly, most of the time, people yelling have no idea what they're talking about.
Exactly,
So
that sounds
especially soccer, it's like I don't really say anything unless you're like. I had one kid talk. I had one parent yell at a kid, and that's where I drew the line. I was like, no, that's not your kid.
Yeah.
And then I had one time coaching my brother's basketball team, and other team gets we get the rebound, and my dad, who's keeping books, starts screaming, "Cole, get the ball!" And then my brother didn't like that, so he said, "Stop talking," and the ref gave a text. So my first reaction was like, "That's his own father. Like that should be allowed." And then I told my dad, I was like, "I need you to stop talking."
Yeah.
But I was instantly like, "That's
While
his
you're
dad."
in an official capacity,
I know, I was
stop
like,
talking.
I was like, "That's his dad." But no, I was like, "I need you to stop talking. You're getting my players' texts."
You guys are doing a great job out there.
So
by the
are
way.
you all.
Nobody's
In
told
one
you.
of my fouls, I said white something. I was like, I was blue. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. Everybody messes up.
It's funny. It's like you don't rep for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, God, this feels foreign. I'm like, what's going on here?
You said you do Virginia high school or not anymore? You do? Do you do like VHSL and private or no?
VHSL.
VIA?
Where do you live? Here?
Yeah.
In Richmond?
Yeah.
Either board 90 or mine. I'm in Charlottesville, so
Okay.
mine's Piedmont basketball.
Yeah, Piedmont.
Piedmont. I mean, you could go to Piedmont, but I mean, we got some officials from Richmond that drive to Charlottesville. Our games. I mean, the suck part about Richmond, you're competing with a lot of top dogs.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get really a lot of games.
Yeah.
You might get games, but there ain't gonna be much of good stuff. 'Cause you got Big Wiz been here for a while.
Yeah.
You want to travel? You got Charlottesville.
I mean, my grandfather, who was a coach at Newport News, he was like, I don't know if it's true. They said recently, like years ago, they were like, Hampton Roads and Newport News were struggling to keep officials, or they were leaving. Like they had some go to Richmond because Richmond was like the big. Yeah. They said they were losing some to Richmond because Richmond's like the big.
So any state tournaments, state championships, and all that, they pull right from Richmond.
Yeah. I mean, when I played Richmond City basketball, I mean, there were refs that said, "Yeah, I've been doing this for 40 years." 40, 50, yeah. I mean,
Once they start, they're not going nowhere. They've already established, so they're not changing.
I don't know. Honestly, they didn't stop it for him.
Performax bringing you all the NWBA action here in Richmond, Virginia, as we're opening up with the second quarter as the Dallas Wheelchair Mavs with a firm lead looking to take control and win their opening 8 a.m. game. They've been shutting down the center of the floor a lot of times, making it difficult for the LA Hotwheels to get the looks. It's a number 1 seed Mavs versus the 16 LA Hotwheels. And the score right now is reflecting the seeding, as that shot is pure by Moises Martinez for his first. I spoke with head coach John McPhail about any halftime adjustments despite being up the score that you are, and he just said, we want to take more risks. There are plays and there are sets that we are going to have to prepare for heading into these next games, and we need to make sure that we execute. So when we get in transition, we need to execute those. We need to be unpredictable, as Martinez darting to the basket for his second make in a row. But McPhail said we want to make sure that we execute everything to perfection, and when phase 1 of an offense does not work, we want to make sure we set up phase 2 and phase 3 so that when people watch us play, they won't know what we're going to do. That means the defense won't know. Romo de McMinn, he gets shut down by Pone, and that's going to be a Dallas turnover. Fick hits the deck, as when a wheelchair basketball player hits the floor and doesn't get up after a while, or how should I say this? When he is with a bunch of players, play stops. But sometimes when you notice a wheelchair basketball player get down and nobody's near him, they sometimes let him get up on his own and play will resume. We're back underway. The LA Hot Wheels with one of their better starts here in the third quarter. One-handed heave missed by Gonzalez. Romo fakes 3 times, too short on the shot, and referee LaCory Stepp made the call. It's going to be Dallas basketball. He would have thought it last got tipped by the contesting Anthony Pone.
I could have sworn that they called tip.
So from my viewpoint, I thought it was a shot that was too short. But because Romo was faking so many times, you would have thought he got contested, and he says, "I'll take it myself this time." Fabian Romo in his bag, now leading the charge with 13 Dallas points. Oh, what a pass. Nice feed by Baltasar. Layups just missed on the other end by Martinez. Shot is nothing but pure for Luka Buksa. Foul now called against Jaime Baltasar, his second personal. Now team's first here in the third quarter. It's Anthony Pone now taking his time getting up from his chair. All smiles, though, from the veteran. The Dallas Wheelchair Mavs, if you'd ask me, they've been controlling every facet of the game, whether it's fast to slow, half court to full court, offense to defense. They've been dominant on all of these facets of the game, and it's been difficult for this LA Hot Wheels team to get the looks they've been looking for. And when I want to go back to the unpredictability factor of this Mavericks team, Josie DeHart, she didn't play at all in the first quarter, and then she opens up with the second quarter, making 3 shots in a row. And that's the unpredictability factor, from playing inside under the basket to now adding a little bit more range outside to the usual offenses you normally run. And John McPhail has been explaining that perfectly, as we sometimes run a motion offense where it's more reactionary, to say the least. You react based on what the game gives you. There's no game plan for that. While sometimes you also have these set plays where you set your off-ball screens, you set your on-ball screens. You get all these motions in effect as Anthony Pone is finally back up on his chair. All smiles from him. And that's just going to be a nice smile we'll see throughout the rest of the tournament. Luka Buksa, now his first point here in the second half. He now sits at 9. But it's going to be a party here in Richmond. A lot of wheelchair basketball hoops, a lot of high wheelchair basketball quality, I should say, and Luka Buksa now sits at double figures, the third Mavericks player to do so. 33 combined points between Buksa, Romo, and McMinn, with Josie DeHart piling on 6 points from the bench. While for the Hot Wheels, David Gonzalez has been leading the charge. He sits at 5. Moises Martinez had 4 quick points to start up the second quarter. The pace has now slowed down, presumably. So now we're waiting to see which team will break the deadlock heading into this point. We just had 2 free throws by Buksa, and now we're going to see some plays get run. Offensive rebound taken by Buxa. Off the Pabon miss. It's going to be LA basketball. Anthony Pone with the rebound. Gonzalez went off the Martinez screen, too strong on the shot. Dallas basketball. It was a good look. It was a nice screen set play towards the baseline. The result just wasn't what they were looking for. The Mavs look to pressure Danny Fick. Basketball's picked up by Pabon on the left wing. Pabon looking for options, underhanded feed, and there is McMinn with the southpaw shot right under the basket. The Mavs in firm control as the Hot Wheels will call a timeout.
White 43. First one. Do we all have 41-16?
The Mavericks with a firm 41-16 lead as we approach now the 6-minute mark. Left here in the third quarter. NWBA action brought to you by Performax. As we can now also look in the scores of the other courts, as on court 11, the Cavaliers with a firm 43-19 lead. But if you look at court 12, the Cardinals and the Outlaws, it's a three-point game. The Cardinals with a 35-32 lead. All the Knicks and the Clippers face on court 15. That's a 7-point game for the Knicks, as that shot is pure by David Gonzalez for LA. LA, after timeouts or dead ball situations, have been playing really well. They've been getting some of their best looks up to date as Romo dishes a bullet to Blake McMinn for his 14th point. We'll look into also court number 9 as the Flyers and Nets have a 7-point deficit. Gonzalez couldn't repeat his luck from last time, out of bounds. Here's Danny Fick. Cross-court feed. Here's McMinn. Nice block by Anthony Pone. Dallas will regain possession. So 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Dallas, we'll see what they'll run to try and beat the shot clock. It's Danny Fick to inbound. He's with Romo, McMinn, Buxa. And last but surely not least, Flash Ross.
Oh, he reached defender. That's the first warning, the delay game warning. Okay. Defender reached over the line.
Fick to inbound. Romo touched it. And that's going to be a Dallas turnover. It's not bad of an option to look for. It's a Romo three-pointer. He's already hit one in the first quarter. So when you need a quick shot, might as well get a deep ball threat. Gives you the opportunity to get an offensive rebound. Long shots leads to long rebounds. Martinez will take off the short iron. It's going to be LA basketball. Here's Anthony Pone. Hand off to Martinez. Rattles in and out. Romo leaking ahead. Blazing speed, and he lays it in with the left hand. Fabian Romo now with 15 points. The speed is there, the strength is there, and the basketball IQ is there to make the play. And the Mavericks with a firm 45-18 lead, but not anymore. 45-20 as Moises Martinez with a difficult left-handed layup to go. Josie DeHart now looking to check in. Had some early tick in the second quarter. Started off 3 for 3 as Fabian Romo back-to-back buckets for the big man. 17 points. Blake McMinn now called for his first personal, team's first here in the third quarter. So Dallas have committed 1 personal foul in each of the 3 quarters so far. LA, despite only committing 1 personal foul, they committed 7 of them in the first half. 3 players now with 2 personals. Roland Sanders with 2, Jaime Baltazar with 2, and Marcelo Gomez with 2. Here's Marcelo Gomez missing from the baseline. And there's Romo with the rebound. DeHart tried to find McMinn, couldn't get a handle of the ball, and it's a Dallas turnover. Romo almost found a way to cross half court immediately. Martinez couldn't hit again. As in front of every referee, Luka Buksa hitting the deck. No foul will be called. It's just going to be side out. And the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks looking to stay in firm control with their 47-20 lead. Offensive rebound taken by McMinn. 16 now for Blake. 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. The Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks looking to open their account in Richmond and get it started. Martinez recovers it. Play resumes. Tried to find Roland Sanders under the basket. He couldn't see the ball coming towards him. Josie DeHart, short from the wing. Martinez wheeling right to the basket uncontested. And you could hear Coach John McPhail scream, "Why?" from the bench. Just a free lane curling towards the basket is Martinez. And that's the first defensive lapse you've seen from the reigning champions. But there's Flash Ross with the quick 2-ball. Nice dish down low, just missed by Gonzalez. LA will regain possession. Some other scores on other courts if you want some more NWBA action. The Outlaws with a 3-point lead against the Cardinals. That's a close one to pay attention to. It's a 31-24 lead as well. Between the Hornets and the Bullets. That shot is just heaved up. Water poloed by Gonzalez, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. As we'll have a quick break here in Richmond, Virginia. That'll be it for the end of the third quarter. We'll be back. 10 minutes left between the Mavs and the Hot Wheels.
And now we get 5 fouls. Anything gets 5 fouls this quarter. Yep. Well, actually, it's 2 shots.
Oh, is?
Yeah. They don't do they do women's college basketball rules, so they don't do like 1-and-1 double bonus. Did they tell you? Fourth quarter, last minute, every made basket was stopped. In the last minute of this quarter, after every made basket, we're stopping the clock.
Performax bringing you all the NWBA action as we are here in Richmond, Virginia for the Adult National Tournament. Hello, everybody. My name is Max Cates, welcoming all of you tuning in for some wheelchair basketball action. It's a 51-22 Dallas lead. The reigning champions starting off strong here in the opener. Romo in and out on the 3. Offensive rebound and 1 for Luka Buksa to open up the 4th. Moises Martinez now called for his first personal. Team's first here in the 4th quarter. You gotta applaud the way LA has been in foul control here in the second half so far. They committed 7 total fouls in the first half. Now they've just committed 2 in total in the second half. So playing defense without fouling has been a major story for this LA team. Jose Ortega knocks that one down from the top of the key. Wheel in front of the 3-point line, so it's a deep 2. But if there's anything LA can look up for, it's taking control and finding the best looks they can. Offensive rebound missed by Buksa. Dallas will regain possession. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
This shot, white ball, no basket. Offensive rebound.
DeHart will take off the back iron. Ever since she went 3 of 3, she's missed her last 4 shots in a row. Flash Ross, Josie DeHart, Luca Buxa, Fabian Romo, and Blake McMinn are on the floor for Dallas. While LA look to get another score on the board, as here's Martinez. Misses from the right baseline. He's on the floor with Jose Ortega, David Gonzalez, Jaime Baltasar, and Roland Sanders, as there's Fabian Romo gliding for two. 19 points for the gold medalist in Team USA in the Olympics not too long ago. Ortega, too short. DeHart to McMinn, had to readjust and he puts it in. Blake McMinn just checking the brakes ever so quickly, regained his angle, and it's all glass under the basket. Seven minutes left to play. Dallas with a huge lead. 58-24 is your score. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Ortega misses from the wing. Romo feeds it. Too much on it for Flash Ross as he couldn't get control of the ball. Martinez short on the shot. Dallas pushing in transition. Here's Romo to an open Ross. Left-handed layup is good. Flash Ross now with 6 points as he keeps piling on the score for the Mavericks. 60-24 lead, 6.5 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Spinning is Martinez. Sanders misses the shot from the foul line. That's going to be a quick Dallas timeout. The Mavs with a firm lead. We'll be back. Back underway, 6 minutes and some change left to play in the fourth quarter. John McPhail, coach player, now checking in. Jaime Baltasar called for his third personal, team second, as Josie DeHart will now be on the foul line. She was a part of that championship roster as the free throw rattles in and out. She was a part of the championship roster last year, hit a lot of timely shots when they needed, and has a ring to show for it as she just knocks down the second free throw. Looks like referee LaCorey Stepp just whistles that one off. There she knocks down the second one. Josie DeHart now sits at 7 points of the game. Deep two missed by Baltasar. Romo to DeHart. Bank is closed on the shot from the right block. Hone will take. Rattles left. Romo on the push. Down low. The bucket just missed by McPhail. McPhail saves it, though, to Alex Gonzalez for Dallas as he receives it and puts it in. Alex Gonzalez rolling to the cup for two. Roland Sanders taking a spill, waiting to hop back up from his seat. Not the first player to fall back down and eventually get back up. As we remember, Anthony Pone went back up, and Sanders didn't take as long as Anthony, and Anthony was all smiles after that one. So we're back underway. The Mavericks with a strong lead to open up their account in Richmond. They're the #1 seed for a reason, facing off against the number 16 LA Hotwheels. Romo maneuvering down the middle, surrounded by two blue jerseys. Offensive rebound taken by Buxa, and it's saved by Gonzalez. As yet again, Roland Samuels taking a quick spill. One of the coaches helps him up, and we're going to be back up underway. 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter between these two teams. Sanders with the miss. Misses on his own offensive rebound. Third opportunity missed by Baltasar. McPhail, Romo, Gonzalez, and he'll go to the line. Anthony Pone, despite playing as many minutes as he has now gotten his first personal foul with 3:42 remaining here in the fourth quarter. That's now the third team foul against LA. Alex Gonzalez knocking down the free throw. 2 for 2. Moises Martinez as well as Jose Ortega are now checking in for LA. David Gonzalez now taking a quick seat. Ortega short. McPhail looks to push. Lost his balance on the chair. Defensive rebound taken by Martinez. Romo intercepts the pass. Martinez for LA recovers. Ortega over to Hart. Rattles out. McMinn found a cutting DeHart, but he got fouled mid-pass. Moises Martinez now called for his second personal.
Hey, ref. Hey, ref. That was the fourth team foul, ref.
A cutting Gonzalez all the way inside. McPhail to Gonzalez, rolling for the 2, uncontested. The Mavs up 65-24 as we soon approach the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Baltasar off the iron. The Mavs push. It's a 4-on-1. As Buxa found Gonzalez, he misses twice. And there's Buxa, the offensive board. 15th point, cleaning the glass.
Yep, so that means, remember, every basket is 1 more minute. We're stopping the clock.
Jose Ortega down low to Martinez with a nice screen and roll, and that's been a good game so far for Moises Martinez. Now sits at 10 points. Romo to Buxa, high off the glass.
Every made basket we're stopping. 7 minutes left.
A minute remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's been a dominant showing for the Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks from the opening tip. There wasn't much LA could do on offense nor on defense as the Mavs just took control on every facet of the game. Break check, wheel-to-wheel contact by John McPhail as they're trying to plead his case that it was a clean screen, also known as Dingo McPhail. But credit to Dallas for playing as good of defense as you could without fouling. That's only their 4th total foul in the game. They've committed 1 personal foul each among all 4 quarters. Jose Ortega will let the ball sit, and that will do it, as your Dallas Wheelchair Mavericks open up their account in Richmond with a huge 71-26 win as Ortega smiles and laughs as that last shot was taken. And that will do it. Luca Buxa with 17, Fabian Roma with 19, and Blake McMinn with 18 points, as those three are your leading scorers for the Dallas Mavs, while for LA, Moises Martinez led the way with 10, and David Gonzalez has 8 points. The Dallas Mavs, #1 seed for a reason. Strong start in Richmond. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back for some more wheelchair basketball action brought to you by Performax.